Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Little Rock. Thank you for being here, a place for you to belong. For those online, welcome. For those of you that you're a new face for me, welcome. For you that I haven't seen in a while, yay! Not so new face, but a familiar face returning. Just that's icing on the cake for this morning. So thank you. Thank you all for being here. This morning, just reminding that this is a place for all of us. Whatever shape and size and expression that we bring into this world, this is a place for you. You are welcome here. You're welcome to be who you are, and you're welcome to be embraced and loved by the rest of us. So whatever you bring, and I mean that, whatever you bring, some of that is your uniqueness in the world, and some of that might be the struggle and strife and pain that you have in life. Bring it here. You're welcome here. As well as your happiness and joy and your smiles and your laughter, that's welcome too. But that isn't every minute of our existence. So however you're showing up, you are welcome here. Green! Does somebody have on green? Gail, where are you, Gail?
Yep.
Oh, there he is. She doesn't have any green on either. Look at that.
It was 5 years ago that we had the last one in 2020. I found a video and she's dancing all over. Sky has this full leprechaun thing on. We're all dancing. Do you want to dance? Oh, that one song from Dirty Dancing. It was just hilarious.
Well, we'll see if Dirty Dancing shows up later. Okay? But happy early St. Patty's Day. In Patty's Day, I went to the longest parade I've ever seen in Arkansas yesterday, and it was the St. Patty's Day parade. People showed up to participate in that parade. As well as yesterday, I got to go experience Astor teach a class. Okay? Let's see, what was the name of it? It was meditation, flow art as meditation, right? So it was lots of movement, and to me, that wonderful experience of us stepping beyond the thoughts that meditation is all about being still and quiet and not moving, but that meditation is alive. There can be movement and expression and experience in meditation. And Astor did a great program. It was great fun, as well as we were outside in that beautiful weather. So, wonderful. Why do we wear green on St. Patty's Day?
Because you're supposed to.
Because you're supposed to? What legend has it is because Ireland is so lush and green that we want to celebrate that abundance there. Why do you get pinched if you're not wearing green?
They're mean.
They're mean? Well, legend has it because if you're not wearing green and thus not camouflaged in with the green of Ireland, the leprechauns can find you. So you pinch people to remind them that they can be snuck up on by the leprechauns. Right. Ask me, I got lots of worthless trivia for you. I can share those things with you. So let's begin today by remembering something. Let me move over here so that I can read it because I don't have it memorized yet. But this is our new mission and vision. So our vision is a unified, let's try that again without starting a unified, diverse world embracing divine connection and inclusion for all. And to shine light, peace, and love by empowering and transforming lives through experiences of service and community. Well done. Yay. All right. Thank you for that. So I'm going to play us another song, and then today have the look of the Irish, and just like a good smiling, because yesterday all those people at that parade, they were just laughing and having a good time and slinging stuff. There were all kinds of things being thrown and shared and handed out. So you may not have something in hand. There are some few things over here. There's some green bracelets. There was some pins, some things that you could share with each other. So if you don't have anything physically to share, meaning tangible in your hands, then share you. Share your light, share your love, share your laughter today. Angel, would you start us off today, please?
For every being, the divine light shines through each of us, illuminating the world around us. Each one of us is a keeper of the light, shining through us to bless each person and each situation we encounter. We light this candle as a symbol of the divine light, so we may remember the light that shines in each one of us, no matter where we are. Now we're going to do the opening statement. So if you will join me in saying this together. There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. God, the good, the omnipotent.
All right. Our daily word is quietness. And our affirmation for today is, in quietness, I am refreshed and renewed. Sometimes, especially on my busiest days, I need to be quiet, to step away for a few moments and simply be. I begin by finding a comfortable place. I feel my body relax, my breathing become regular and easy, and the busy stream of my thoughts slow as I open my mind and heart to the divine presence within me. I affirm, God is here. Relaxation deepens as I focus on this simple thought. Peace, love, wisdom, and understanding fill my awareness. In this timeless moment, there is no discord, there are no concerns. There is only God within and all around me. My heart's wisdom hears the words, I am with you always. Refreshed and renewed, I return to the activities of my day. My soul is at peace and my mind is clear. Inner harmony is restored. From Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I am God. Join me in repeating our affirmation together. In quietness, I am refreshed and renewed.
Yeah. Thank you all. Would you join us in our opening prayer? And prayer is what? It's about activating us. We don't need to beseech. We only need to affirm the truth that is here. So we know right here in this moment, there is love. That universal divine love. And within that is encompassed the infinite, all potential, all possibilities. And being that love is there, wisdom and knowledge, but compassion, peace and ease, but abundance and prosperity, health and well-being, whatever it is that we hold, that we can, in our own minds, embrace, that too is in that divine love. And if it's in that divine love, then it's in us. It's in you and me. I am that love. I am that wisdom. I am that prosperity. I am that well-being. I am that. Because that is the tissue, the molecules, the essence, the ethers, as Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, would say. I am made up of that. And being that, then as I step into the world, I carry that love and wisdom. I carry that well-being and prosperity. I carry all that with me. And I take it into the world and I share it. And I share it by sharing me, by stepping into the world, being that divine love, by being that unique expression that I am. So today as a community we acknowledge that as we come together, this awareness of who we are is amplified, expanded, amped up, so that we may remember that and be more as we step into this world, as we step up to each other, and as we remember the truth of our own being. And we're grateful that we have a community to come share in. Grateful that we get to wear our green for tomorrow. Grateful for the abundance and prosperity in our lives, however that may look. We are grateful. And we say, and so it is. Amen. So I want to share with you today more about living intentionally, because this is a month of intentionality for us. That each of our speakers, in some ways, is sharing something about I am intentional. So I'm sharing about living intentionally and creating from that spiritual clarity. And I'm going to share with you today a little bit about talk, but today's more about exercise. I'm going to give us something to do, because that's the fifth principle right up there on the wall for us. The thoughts, words, and actions, we live the truth we know. Live the truth means we do it. We got to take some action with it. So I'm going to have us do an exercise today. That just seemed to be relevant and important for me today to share with you. And if y'all don't know, whenever I do a talk, you know the talk's for me, right? Y'all do know that, right? Because what I explore in that talk always expands my awareness, expands me. So I told Astor yesterday, I'd written all this talk, had it all out, and yesterday morning it took a left turn, which in my vernacular that means I went, ooh, this doesn't feel right. So I'm going to have to rework it, okay? This is the rework it, okay, right here. Because my affirmation that I've been using this week is I am a divine creator, consciously shaping my life with divine guidance. And as I thought about this week through my intentions, I thought about where I show up intentionally. When I'm with patients, I have an intention. I have an intention to be kind and compassionate with my patients. I have an intention to aid them in health and well-being. But also when I'm a patient, because I was a patient this week, I show up and I have an intention there. I have an intention that there's ease and comfort. And simplicity is the word that comes to me. And simplicity means they ain't got much to do. Which, if they ain't got much to do, means I'm doing pretty good, right? There's just not much to be involved there. So where I show up in my life, there are places that I know I show up intentionally. And then, of course, there are places that I'm all into Russ and focused on Russ and forget all about intentionality and just am caught in my stuff, okay? That happens too for me. But I also have moments where I just want stuff, okay? And I was looking at something this week and I saw something I want, okay? And it was a 67-meter Benetti Oasis deck super yacht. Okay? Whoa. Now, for those of you that the metric isn't your system, okay, this was 219 feet and 10 inches of sleek Italian yacht, okay? It's got a 5,000-mile range, which is pretty good for a big old yacht, okay, which meant I could go to the Meridian? No, I don't want to go to the Meridian right now. I want to go to the Mediterranean and other parts of the world while hanging out in the pool on the back of the yacht, okay? But that was a want. That was a desire. It wasn't intentional. So what's the difference? What's the difference between a want and intention?
Guidance.
Guidance? Yes.
Action.
Action? Yeah.
Common sense.
Common sense. So let me answer that one, okay? This yacht, it takes $200,000 a year to give it a dock to be moored at, okay? It takes about $125,000 to fill up the gas tank. And it's somewhere close to $2 million a year to pay the salaries and the maintenance on it, okay? We're not even talked about what it costs, right? So there's some reality, and that's part of, for me, that why it's not an intention is because I get hung up in those dollar signs, right? And go, I don't think this checking account's gonna quite cover it. So I see the lack in my life, or I see lack, might be more accurate, in this particular situation. So it's just a want, it's a desire, but it's not intentional. Charles Fillmore says divine order is the first law of the universe. And when he's saying that, he says that when we set clear intentions, that we activate divine order in our life, okay? And divine order, we can also align that with guidance. Divine order, what's unfolding, that guidance that's showing us where to be, how to be, what to be in our world, okay? So Charles Fillmore also says an expectation is, well, an expectation usually means I expect something to be a certain way. If I expect that that what I want is a 67-meter Benetti Oasis deck, okay, then my expectation is limited so that the universe could only give me that, right? So that all those other yachts that aren't Italian, there's Turkish and Japanese, there's Scandinavian, there's British. What are the options? There's hundreds of other options of potential sizes and shapes and variations and modifications. Well, I've just eliminated those in my life because my expectation is trying to force it into just this. And of course, Russ being Russ, the only thing I could see is just that. And if all these other possibilities opened up for me, I'm still just looking at that, and I've got blinders on. So Charles Fillmore is trying to tell us that there's a difference between intention and expectation, and that expectation is really how we limit our outcomes in life. But Eric Butterworth, let's get over here to Eric. Come on. Why have you decided you don't want to work? Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Just gotta push buttons and it gets happier. All right. Eric Butterworth says, you do not attract what you want. You attract what you are conscious of being. Okay? So you do not attract what you want. You attract what you're conscious of being. So he's offering for us that that when you're in that consciousness, so when you're being that love, when you're being that prosperity, when you're living in that place in your existence in a day-to-day, moment-to-moment experience, that is how you create. It's not you want. Because I was taught, did y'all grow up with this? My mother just told me that if you just want it bad enough, you can get it. Okay? That was part of my family's makeup. If you just want it bad enough. Charles and Eric are telling us that it's not the want. It's that conscious awareness. It's being aligned with the truth of who we are. So the question is not, how do I get what I want? But who am I? Who am I being? What consciousness am I embodying? Okay. So today, I'm going to go through some examples for us. And then we're going to do an exercise. So these examples are just general kind of examples, but they're things that I consistently hear from y'all, but also that Russ has experience with. I know these, okay? Because one of them, the first is, you know what? I want more money. Okay? I need a little more. I don't want that, how's the song go? I don't want that jingle jangle in my pocket. I want that stuff to fold, right? I want some big bills. in my pocket, okay? So I want money. But when I say I want money, what does the word want do in that statement? Well, it says that the money is over there.
Yeah.
Okay, I've just affirmed lack, that it's not here. I want it. So it's not shown up here. It's not here in my life. It must be somewhere else. And if it's somewhere else, then I ain't got it. Okay? And I've helped to reaffirm that lack in my world. So, what do we do to help with that sense of I don't have money, I want money? So how do I embody an intention? Here is what I put up here. And what's the first one? Practicing gratitude. Gratitude for what?
What you have?
For what you have. I mean, everything, what you have, but especially for what you have. Because we're in essence, when we're talking about money, we're talking about your abundance. Okay? So let's have gratitude for what I do have, so that I can reaffirm that consciousness that I do have in my life. I do have abundance. Whatever that abundance may be in my life. Okay? Because I may not have some things in my life. May not have that Benedi yacht. Okay? But I do have lots and lots of other things. So we're practicing gratitude daily. And we want to affirm. And an affirmation is doing what? It's reinforcing that which we're acknowledging is already part of the consciousness of our divine nature. So I affirm it. This is just an example of an affirmation. I am one with the infinite flow of abundance. I am one with that. And if I'm one with it, then am I not it? And if I'm it, do I not have it? Right? So that allows me to be in that consciousness, so that when I step into my world, so much of what we do when I step into that world is see the things that I wasn't seeing before. See the opportunities for abundance and prosperity. See the places where there are people being generous and compassionate and sharing of themselves and sharing things maybe that what I wanted. And maybe it's abundance in the form of money. You know, I think about my Benedi yacht. What if I just took a left turn today because I had something that caught my interest, and I went over and started a conversation with somebody that went, you know what, I've got this wonderful yacht, and I've been looking for folks to just travel around the world with me. Would you like to be one of them folk? Okay? If I'm not open up to that possibility, if I hadn't limited myself with expectation, right, of just how it's supposed to look, but allow myself to be in that abundance, then I allow those different opportunities that I might have excluded myself from if I hadn't been willing to be in that place of abundance. So, and then practical. I can remember a day when people used to try to convince me the way you step out of the lack consciousness is just to spend money, and even to spend money you don't have, so that you're acknowledging that it's going to show up for you. Okay? That didn't work well for me, mainly because it pushed all my fear buttons. But what I could do was look at what I have in the way of money and how can I utilize it in a way that's effective, that I can be appropriate with my money. Okay? Right now, even if I pulled out all my investments, I'm not going to have a Benedi yacht. At least not that way of taking that money to buy that yacht. Okay? That isn't happening at this moment. Okay? For me. But I do have money that I can utilize for other things. My wife and I go on a cruise once a year. Okay? We get on somebody else's big boat and we pay them to pamper us, right? During that week that we spend on that. So there's other ways that I can be within the appropriateness of my checking account that works fine and doesn't stress me, doesn't make me fearful of where that money's being spent. So, our practices here, when we're talking about for finances, for money, for abundance, is gratitude, it's affirming, and it's making decisions from that mindset of that I have sufficient, and I'm utilizing what I have appropriately. So what's the next? How about I want a loving relationship. I want a partner in my life, okay? Again, if I want, then I'm stepping into the lack and saying that it's not here, okay? And then when I step into it, especially with relationships, and in Russ's experience, when I step into that I don't have a relationship, what do I feel? Sad, lonely, isolated. And of course, the more I feel that emotion, what does it reinforce? Isolation, that I'm alone, that I don't have a relationship.
Yeah.
So the emotion helps drive that for me as well, in this instance. So, how do I embody the intention of having a loving relationship? Or many loving relationships, many friends that I call my companions and my, as the Sufis say, my love, lover, and beloved when they talk about the divine, okay? And that when they look at people, they see love, lover, and beloved. And if you want a wonderful teaching to help transform a little, go read and explore that and spend some time with that idea of love, lover, and beloved. But here are our embodying the intention. So here's our affirmation. I am love, and I radiate love in all my interactions. Okay? So I'm it. And if I'm it, then I get to treat myself like I want to be treated, from a place of love. So I'm treating myself with that same care and same kindness that I desire from a partner, from a friend. I have to treat me that way. How can I expect someone to show up in my life and treat me different than I treat myself? If I don't think that I'm worthy, if I don't think I'm lovable, if I think I'm stupid and mean and just not worth well, I was going to say it and I will say it, not worth the sperm that my dad contributed, okay? Then how can I expect somebody else to step up and be that loving presence for me? So, and then the last is, love is supposed to be joyous. So engage in activities that bring out that joy, whatever that may be for you. I love walking along the Arkansas River. There might be a crowd out there. There might be nobody on the Arkansas Trail when I'm out there. And I just love looking at that river that's going past, right? It's usually going past on this left side for me. Downstream's that way. Is the way I remember it the most. Okay? That just brings joy to my face. That's thinking of that, experiencing that. Okay? That's a joy place for me. What's joy place for you? What brings joy? What's the experiences? Okay? I watched Astor do a little flow art yesterday. Okay? I think there was a little joy in there. Okay? It was very meditative in the experience, but I thought I saw a little smirky smile going on in there too. Okay? So what is it that brings you joy? Okay? With also the understanding that I'm not looking for somebody else to complete me. I know there's a movie that had that line in that you complete me, when he was saying to a...
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire, that's right, it was that movie, yes. Okay? I get the understanding, in June, I will have been with my wife for 42 years.
Wow. Hear about that next one.
Clearly, we started in utero somewhere there, right? No, not hardly.
Y'all may have, you know. Tell her so.
I understand of having somebody that we're meshed together. You know, we're that old couple that we think the same thoughts. We starting to dress the same and look the same. But we also understand that this other person doesn't complete me. This other person actually activates and contributes to me, but they're not the completion of me. So that's part of that self-love and engaging in those loving, fun activities is to help reinforce that. All right. Next is really just, I want to be out of distress, okay? I want to feel peaceful, relaxed, at ease in life, okay? Which is always a fun one because when I think of when I'm stressed, what am I typically involved in? Work. Put over in front of that. Overwork. I'm doing too much. I'm too long hours, too much activity, too much focus with that. But also, I seem to involve a lot of this when I feel stressed. I'm scrolling, but I'm scrolling through all the doom and gloom that I can read, right? So I'm not reading affirmative, supportive things typically at those times. I'm reading the things that just make my already white red face just get redder, okay? With my disgust in many times for that. So to embody the intention of stillness, of being able to be at ease, be in peace, be stressless and stress-free. So you're practicing daily stillness. So prayer. How's prayer stillness? Why am I saying that prayer is part of stillness?
You need quiet to quiet your mind
Okay.
and receive.
Is prayer active?
Interactive.
Can be
Well, I
active.
think it can be active.
Okay.
It is.
So aren't you usually thinking something or saying something in a prayer? So I'm approaching activity from that point of view.
Okay.
So, but for me, prayer, this is why I included here. Prayer to me is us remembering who we are. Remembering that we are more than whatever's going on in my life that I'm focused on, especially in the way of the stress. Okay? It's reminding me of the truth of my being. And when I'm reminded, it's easier for me to relax. And when I can relax, then it's easier for me to step into the stillness. And whether that stillness is me sitting on my mat, being quiet in my room, mostly quiet. I can always hear the neighbor's dog barking in that room. Okay? But that's really the only noise, only distraction that I have in that room. Or it can be out walking on that Arkansas River Trail, okay? Watching the river go past. It's very meditative for me. It's a place for me to access that stillness. And when I open with prayer and remember who I am, it makes it easier for me to fall into that. Do I guarantee you that that's the case for you? I don't know. But I'm offering that works for me. That helps me. All right? And then deep breathing. That's one of the exercises I learned long before I thought about prayer and meditation. And that would be in the mayhem of a practice. I know some of you have had those jobs where they just seem, people just keep coming in the door. And you're grateful they're coming in the door, but you're also going, oh shit. The place is getting full up. Okay? And we've got to move harder, got to move faster, got to get things taken care of. And feeling that stress and overwhelm. And you can rush harder, but what usually made it flow better was to stop and that's deep breathing. Whether just simple deep breaths or doing one of the deep breathing practices where maybe you count certain number of inhalations, certain number of exhalations, whatever that practice is for deep breathing. There's lots of different ways to do that. But to me, that deep breathing is another one that allows us to what? To me, it relaxes my body, but starts to still those thoughts. It allows me, I've had this image for decades. It allows me to feel like I literally sit down. And when I sit down, I'm sitting into something. And to me, that what I'm sitting into is that stillness, that ease, that divine nature, whatever terms that we want to use for that. And you may experience it differently than I do, but we all have a great deal of commonality with that experience. So, the last is the affirmation. Well, I skipped over the engagement, but we already talked a little on that. Not to just... I have a patient I love to death, but he loves to say things to me to push my button. He loves to talk about climate change and politics, and not in any kind of long conversation. He just wants to give me a statement and see if I would take that hook, right, and go with it. Okay, and he's a hoot because if I do, he's won. He doesn't need to say anything else. He knows he's won, and he gets a smile on his face. You know, that's all he's looking for. Okay, so. Don't engage those type of conversations. Don't engage those type of people. To step away to the degree you can step away. Okay? And then the last we get to is affirming. I am peace. I move through life with ease and grace. I am peace. Again, whatever affirmation, these can be written for you. Right? And I invite you to write those affirmations from your perspective. And write them from right now. I am this. Okay? And know that that's the truth of who you are. And play with them. This affirmation that I've been doing this week is working well for me. I will start on this evening and tomorrow looking at another one. Sometimes this one just evolves. I tweak a word or two and then I continue with it because it becomes more appropriate for me. Just for whatever that little tweak is. All right. There's a story. It's about a farmer. And his bud comes over and says, "Hey, what crops you going to plant this year?" And he said, "I'm going to plant abundance." The buddy goes, "No, what crop?" He said, that's my crop. I'm going to plant abundance. I know that so many of us, when we plant seeds, we get caught up in, is there going to be enough rain this year? Is there going to be too much rain this year? What are the pests going to be like? Oh, man, we had these pests last year. Remember that kind of scenario? And we get caught up in all the fears and the worries about what we're planting. When I put this seed in the ground, I'm going to plant it with abundance. Seeing it and feeling it. Smelling the soil and smelling the plant as it grows. The fragrance that each of these plants give off that are a little different than the others. I'm going to plant that abundance. And when I plant that abundance, then I'm fully and completely in that place that this is what's transpiring. It's this expression of that abundance. And it's going to express in my crop. So this year, I plant abundance. So I'm going to invite for us, what is it that you're planting? What is it that you are consciously being and taking into your life? Especially in those places where you say, I won't. I want that. And you feel the angst that goes with that moment. Like, I don't have my Benetti yacht, but I don't feel any angst about that. That one doesn't push my buttons. That doesn't make me concerned or worried about it. But there are those statements that each and every one of us say that I want something because it feels absent in their life. Where's the consciousness that you're bringing there to this? So with that, we're going to do a little exercise. So you've got 8.5 by 11 blank pages on the table. I invite each of you to get one of those. Those in the front, the tables will need to share with the people up front here. Pens are in the basket. Pens are in the basket. We'll need to pass the pens around from the basket that's over here in front of Pam.
Anyone else need a pen?
So to tell you what we're going to do, I'm going to take you very briefly into just a starting of a meditation. And then you're going to create an affirmation for yourself. Whatever theme, whatever direction you want that affirmation to go, that's up to you. You do not have to share and won't be asked to share this affirmation. So it's for you. But once you write this affirmation, I'm going to then have you come up and we're going to put it in the prayer box. Because the prayer box is about holding what it is that you want held in your life. So as a community, we're going to hold these intentions, these affirmations with you, for you, and alongside you as we hold our own. So, when you do that, I'll have you come up, I'll have an affirmation up here, and I invite as you drop it into the slot here at the top of the prayer box, that you repeat that affirmation that I'll have on the screen for you. You can repeat it out loud, you can say it to yourself. I'm going to have some music playing then. So probably be loud enough that nobody can hear you repeat it if you do anyway. So just know, do what's comfortable, but do intentionally say the affirmation as you add your affirmation to the prayer box. Okay. So with that said, join me here if you're willing to begin by softening your gaze, maybe closing your eyes. Taking a breath in and exhaling it. And as you exhale, so just let that tension from your body drop away, from your shoulders, and your neck. Feel your arms soften, your thighs and your calves. Let those toes relax. Unclench those teeth. Let the muscles of your face relax. All of you, just each breath. Just allow yourself to relax. And just as you're sitting in that chair, you're now sitting in. Sitting right in to that place where the truth of you dwells. We often call it the silence. But it's the divine nature. The Christ nature. And if you want to think of it as soul, it's the uniqueness of you that expresses from the source. Whatever it is that allows you to know this is who I am. No matter what my thoughts or what my ego says, this at the core of me is who I am. And I'm sitting, dropping, deepening myself into it. And as I'm sitting and deepening, I'm sitting into myself. This is who I am. And into this place that's filled with all that potential. Whatever it is that I have in my life is here. And whatever it is that I feel is lacking, it too is here. So sit in this place, and we're going to spend just a minute in the silence and allow you to keep breathing and just keep deepening. I am sitting farther into the truth of who I am. And from this place, what's the intention you want to hold? Maybe you're aware of the lack in your life. What's the intention that holds the truth of who you are? Is it I am abundance? Is it I am love? Write that statement as it gets clear to you. And again, trust and just write the statement from a place of this is who I am now. If you want to put your name on it, that's fine. This is going to be treated like a prayer request, so it'll only be seen by those in our community that hold prayers. As you're ready, you can come up, and here's the affirmation again. Just speak aloud or say to yourself, and I'm going to play music as we do this, and just as you're ready, come on up.
Be the change that you want to see. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference. We are the ones who will change the world. We are the ones. We are the ones. I've been feeling like I can't make a difference. I've been feeling like there ain't no use. Feeling tired and a little unconscious. Coming up with every kind of excuse till I realized it's not all up to me. When we join together, we shape our destiny. To see a world where we are living as one. It can be, it shall be, it will be done. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference. We are the ones who will change the world. We are the ones. We are. Yes, we are the ones. We are. No one else gonna make the changes. No savior gonna drop from the sky. you and I to take it one step at a time. Stand together with your hand in mine. Then we will see the world that we've been dreaming about. We need it now, the time is now, there is no doubt. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones who will make a difference. We are the ones who will change the world. I know we are the ones. We are the ones. We are. And I am the one that I've been waiting for. I know I am the one who will make that difference. I am the one who will change the world. Yes, I am the one. I know I am the one. I am. And we are the ones. We are. Be the change that you want to see now. We are. I know that you can do it. You are. You are. I know that we are. Every day, make that change now. We are.
So thank y'all. We're still in the season of Lent and Ramadan. And as I said last week, when Reverend Becky was here, that those get talked about as sacrifice, but in unity we look at those as releasing. And that part of when we're affirming is that denial side, that we release our attachment to that which needs to be released, needs to no longer have an attachment. So we're going to affirm here in just a moment. There we go. This unifying tension. Because when we come together in community, where that two or more are gathered, we help hold and support more so the intention of this community, but the intention that you have. So we're acknowledging that strength and that power of community, and the fact that where we're aligned, that energy and that intensity is greater. So with that, I invite us to say this unifying intention together. Together, we stand in the power of divine intention, creating our lives with wisdom and clarity. And I invite you too to think about that we stand in the power of divine intention. We have a new vision and mission for this community. What's the intention that we're holding with that? We have three of you that are actually helping expand more on what our core values are. Right? Will help us give them more clarity to that understanding of what's the intention of this community, and how will we take that vision and mission and bring it into the world. So with that, Jeannie, I'm going to skip that and go straight to offering, since I've been long-winded today. So thank y'all for your patience and tolerance with that. Jeannie, if you would you lead us in our offering? So until we meet again, go in love, go in peace, be the light. So it is. And please stay for the day, and I will see you next week. Not soon.